Every once in a while, a character shows up that doesn't just shift the meta, they change the game for the better. The kind of unit that quietly changes what hard content even feels like. The kind that turns boss fights into highlight reels and makes your old mains suddenly feel small. And right now, Zenless Zone Zero is in one of those moments because Ye Shunguang isn't just strong, she's the kind of release that resets expectations, raises damage ceilings, and forces every future banner to answer one simple question. Can you keep up? All the timestamps are down in the description if you want to skip ahead to your favorite part, and if you haven't already, make sure to join the Discord. As always, this video is sponsored by Loot Bar, and if you're playing Zenless Zone Zero, or honestly, any Hoyoverse game, you're gonna want to hear this. Loot Bar is a global top-up platform that lets you grab in-game currency faster, cheaper, and without the usual headaches, which is clutch when banners are live and you don't want to overthink your pulls, especially now. It's fully official, super easy to use, and the big selling point is the discounts. You can save a solid chunk compared to buying directly in-game, especially if you top up regularly. If you're planning to pull for upcoming characters or just want to stock up without burning your wallet, check the link in the description and give Loot Bar a look. Now, let's get back into it. We're going to walk through her entire build and playstyle and make it as simple as possible, straight from my own account experience. So the way Ye Shunguang works is centered around her passive gauge at the top of your screen. The main idea is that you fill this gauge by using basic attacks and skills, which normally give you one stack of sword force each. An important note here is that any character who can enable Ether Veil will instead give you 3 stacks per activation. Characters like Lucia and Zhao fall into this category, but unfortunately they don't work together in the same team, and we'll cover that later. Once you've filled her stacks, you can enter her unlimited Blade Works form in a few different ways. You can either hold her basic attack, swap into her from another character, or use her ultimate. When you enter through her ultimate, her stacks are also instantly reset to full. Now, if you just want a simple, low-effort way to play her without overthinking the rotation, you can spam her basic attacks 4 times and then hold her skill. This will automatically complete her sword force stacks and trigger her ultimate for you. One important detail to remember is that if you enter Enlightened mode by holding her basic or swapping in, you can still use that same mash combo, but you won't get her second ultimate. Her second ultimate only activates if you deliberately enter Enlightened mode through her ultimate first and then perform the mash combo afterward. Her best engine is definitely Cloudcleave Radiance, thanks to the massive crit damage it provides along with 20% physical resistance ignore. Your best alternatives, if you have them, are Steel Cushion or the Brimstone, while the craftable Starlight engine stands out as the strongest free-to-play option. When it comes to disc drives, the 4-piece Water Ballad set is her best choice, paired with something like Branch and Blade Song for extra crit damage. The biggest trap to avoid is overbuilding crit rate because her base stats and kit already push it so high that about 40% from gear is all you really need. For main stats, prioritize physical damage bonus or pen on your 5th slot, attack on your 6th slot, and crit damage on your 4th slot, adjusting slightly depending on how your overall stats are shaping up. When it comes to teams, Dialyn and Zhao are going to be your best options because of their synergy. Most importantly, Dialyn allows Ye Shunguang to automatically enter her ultimate state even without her decibels ready or her sword intent stacks fully built. But she's still flexible enough to slot in Pulchra or Queen Yi if you have them, using either as your 3rd slot to replace Dialyn. Lucia is also a great alternative, but unfortunately they don't seem to fully activate each other's passives, which is why Zhao ends up being the better option, especially since she's given out for free. Now, the real question, should you actually summon her? And honestly, yeah, this is one of those banners that you look back on months from now and realize it quietly changed your entire account. Ye Shunguang isn't just good for this patch, she trivializes content and will scale into the future in a way most DPS units simply don't. Whether you're struggling with harder modes, pushing Shiyu Defense, or just want a character that makes the game feel smoother and more rewarding, she checks every box. So if you're free to play, she's still worth it. If you're a low spender, she's one of the safest investments you can make. And if you're a veteran, she becomes the kind of carry that lets you experiment with everything else, because she's holding the whole team up on her own. So yeah, if you're on the fence, this is your sign. She's not just a pull, she's an account upgrade.